All right, good morning, Hardware. This is your workout for Friday at home. This was the day that we were going to retest Annie. A lot of people are not going to be able to do that at home. It turns out some of you can, so I left it on the board here. But we're going to walk our way through Annie and then a superset of some posterior chain movements here. So the warm-up today, we're going to do 3 rounds. This should be a really nice, easy pace. You might want to, sort of stretch out or something a little bit first before you do this. But we're going to do 5 bootstrap squats. That's one of my favorite ways just to get moving in the morning because it gives you a full range of motion squat and it gets your arms, gets your shoulders, and then 10 tin soldiers. So let me show you those first. So the bootstrap squat is, we do these in class a lot. The idea here is you're going to hinge over like you're doing a deadlift, which feels good first thing in the morning to just sort of flop over this way. Grab your toes and then pull your butt down to your chest up high. And then if you can, you're going to raise one arm up, other arm up, and stand. And it really shouldn't be done much faster than that. Now the thing is you want to keep yourself in a good healthy squat. So if that means that you go down here and you pull yourself down, if you raising your arm up to here is good, but if raising it up higher makes you get into a bad place, then I don't want you to raise your hands that high. Just raise them as high as you can. Boom, 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 to keep yourself nice and high with the chest. The tin soldier is usually we do these walking across the gym, so you can do it however it works for you. But this is just a nice loose leg swing. Try to touch your opposite hand with your foot here. So this is not supposed to be super rigorous. It's just going to get your hamstrings warmed up. So I'm going to do a little kickball change here. So I would do step, kick, switch feet, switch feet. Yes, jazzercise it. You can get a ceiling, you can get really high with your hands, you can get all kinds of fancy. You can do however it works for you. So even if you just want to do 10 on one leg and then switch, 10 on the other, we just want to get loosened up. So that's your warm up. Then, as we've been sort of keeping track of this group and how people are getting their workouts in and stuff like that, it turns out that a lot of you actually do have the ability to do something like Annie. Maybe you have a little rec room in the basement or a workout shed like George and Jess. So if you have the ability to do Annie, it's one of the best workouts for you to do when you have low space and low equipment. It's one that my wife and I have done countless times over the years for that exact reason. If we're traveling, if we're doing a show, and you only have a jump rope or a little bit of space, it's a great workout. So get Annie in if you can, but if you can't, because you're in your apartment or something like that, we have Annie at home. Same workout, 50, 40, 30, 20, 10 of jumping jacks and sit-ups. So I've got my ab mat here. Since I have an ab mat, it's actually pretty comfy for me to do sit-ups at home. But if you are having issues getting this range of motion, maybe you don't have an ab mat and it doesn't feel so good on your spine on the floor, feel free to change it to whatever movement you want to do, as long as it's some kind of crunch and you can do it in a descending rep scheme. Now, the jumping jacks, that's the tricky part because we have the luxury here of being on the ground floor. So I've had a couple requests from folks to talk about things you can do if you're not. First of all, some of you have rowers and bikes and things like that at home. I would just pick a different cardio thing that's quieter if you can't do something impactful. However, if you are stuck in the house, but you're not on the bottom floor, I know this seems silly, but it really will do the trick, is you can do a jumping jack just on the balls of your feet, right? So instead of plunking down with my heels or making an impact, I'm gonna do a jumping jack just doing basically calf raises. So I can still get my arms going here, and you can hear that there's no, I've had people do these in class if they have ankle issues, just like a little mini squat. That one to me feels it feels a little lollipop guild, right? But this really will do the trick because the jumping jacks are just there to get your heart rate up. So that's what I'd recommend. Or talk to your point of contact coach about something else that you can do in terms of your situation. That's why we assigned you all a coach.
Or go to your building's basement, which is what I'm going to do.
Go down to the basement, as long as the ceiling's high enough for jump rope or you're not going to hit your hands. Yeah, basements are great. So let's talk about part 2. Part 2, when you're done with Annie, we're going to do a superset 5 rounds of some kind of upper body pull, which we'll show you in a moment, and 5 single leg Romanian deadlifts. Single leg Romanian deadlift, all we're looking to do is keep that back nice and flat and hinge over as far as you can with your hamstring nice and stretched out and your back flat. So there's a lot of ways to do this. You can keep your hands here, you can keep your legs straight, you can reach for something. The only thing you don't want to do is give up that back position. So oftentimes if I tell people to just go down, sort of touch the knee like this, they're okay. But if I say try to touch your shoes, or if you have a target, then what we get is, if you watch my upper back, I'm going flat, flat, flat. Here, this is not the point, right? The point here is balance and flattening out. So what I would do personally is you could do these where I pretend I'm holding a barbell, or you could even hold a broomstick or something like that. I'm gonna reach down just till I feel my hamstrings stretch, my chest is still up. Squeeze your butt. Down, squeeze your butt. I would do all 5 on one leg and then 5 on the other leg, because it really helps. And if you do this barefoot, it's really great for your feet to establish some balance too. All right, so now we're gonna set up a little tripod and show you some upper body pulling options. Great. All right, so what we've got here is we've got some upper body pulling options. So you wanna do something where you're pulling something towards you 5 times. Some of you have some door jam pull-up bars. This would be a great day to do a 5x5 of pull-ups. Some of you actually bought some rings or can set them up on a tree or something like that, or on your, I've seen some folks on their sort of back stairwells behind their apartments. So pull-ups and ring rows would be great, but I want to show you some partner options in case you have someone with whom you're not distancing yourself from socially. So we've got partner get-ups. This is something that you'll sometimes see us do at like the beach workout, the park workout, but we're gonna kind of turn it into a little bit more of a bicep motion. So basically, I'm gonna take my partner here. We've got this Predator arm wrestling grip going on here. And now normally the partner get-up, we do these to kind of warm up. So Bree's gonna sort of squat down and then roll back. And so I just sort of help her down. That's kind of easy for me. I'm gonna pull her up, she's gonna stay. What she can do now, because it's a strength move, she can make it a lot harder on me and my pulling arm by leaning back. And I'm gonna try to resist slowly. Ooh! And now she's down. And again, on the way up, she's gonna give me just a little less help so I can pull. And again, maybe a 3, 2, 1. Extended, good. And then up. So I can do 5 on this arm, 5 on the other arm. Oh, that was great, actually. I can't wait for that. That's gonna be good. Or another thing we've busted out before is the towel row. We've got these little tiny mini towels here because it's a little hilarious when you use like a beach towel. But basically we're gonna do the exact same thing, which is that we're gonna use each other, and you can do whatever grip you'd like, whatever feels good. Let's scooch this way a little bit. We're gonna use each other to sort of resist as we pull. So this is just the same motion as that sort of dumbbell row, bent over row, but I'm gonna start back here, and now I'm gonna be her resistance while she does a row. Boom, and now she can be my resistance while I row. So you're letting your partner just pull just slowly enough. Go ahead. Boom, and go. Boom, this is great. So what you wanna do is work with your partner. So I'm gonna be a bad partner. Go ahead, try to pull. Like that's not fun, right? But also if your partner goes, go ahead, pull. Okay. That's dumb, right? So this is a good chance for you to establish a good relationship with someone at home and work with them on your pulling. What else we got? Or if all else fails, you don't have a partner at home, you can use your weighted object that you've been using. Maybe you've got some sort of handle here, and you can get in some single arm bent over rows with something odd. All right, so the pulling is the part where you got to get a little creative. I can't wait to see what you all do. Be sure to tag us on Instagram. I just finished Coach Mitch's Olympic lifting workout for today, so I haven't done at home Annie yet, but I will give you my time when I do. Have fun, get after it, everybody. Go, go. Add some resistance.